So I woke up this morning to random post, and it turns out that I've received the August Fairyloot box. Okay, so I had no idea this was coming, no idea that it should be arriving at my house, and in fact actually thought that it was a complete mistake. But it turns out that my mum and little sister decided that for the next 6 months I need surprise books. Apparently no one has listened to me when I said that the amount of books I acquire each month means that I need to read that amount plus 5 to manage to handle my TBR. So in their efforts to help me and to be lovely, Wayne, my mum and my little sister have managed to help me stack up my TBR even more instead of help me to reduce it. Well done, family. So I get to do an unboxing of the Fairyloot box for the next 6 months, and what's even better about it is the fact that I have no idea what the theme is for this month. My little sister said she thinks that there might be some Stalking Jack the Ripper things in here, but she has no clue about the books that I read. So if she's right, I will be so excited. We'll see. So Fairyloot is a UK based book box subscription service. It's a monthly subscription which features one young adult book, which is a new release or a soon to be released book, and it's usually a special edition. It usually comes with a book plate, or if you're lucky it comes signed from Fairyloot and with a note from the author, which would be excellent in and of itself. But the best thing about this box is it also comes with a few bookish items. I'm at the point where I absolutely love books, I adore them, but I would feel guilty buying myself loads of bookish things instead of actually just spending money on books. So this is a really good way to get a present and a treat that I wouldn't really buy for myself. I'm really excited about seeing what's in here, so let's get to unboxing. So, I know the first thing in here is going to be the spoiler card, so let's try and get rid of that without looking. Hope everything doesn't fall out. Ooh, okay. So, Elven, it's witchy. It says, things are not what they seem. So I'm thinking witchiness, people in disguise, things like that. That sounds good. Okay, so Fairyloot usually comes with lots of fluff, which is wonderful for the house, and then I'm going to take each item out and show you that. Okay. So the first thing in here are some bubbles. Yeah, some scrunchy type bubbles, which have daggers, keys and bows and arrows on them, so definitely elven themed. With the daggers, keys and bows and arrows, they are beautiful coloured little scrunchies, which I think are gorgeous. I can't wear them because there is no way I can get them in my hair, but these are really, really sweet. You see the design, the little bows. So every single time that we have to make a character for anything, I pretty much always want to be some kind of rogue with a dagger, or hunter with the bows and arrows, usually a really unsuccessful one. So I really, really like those and that design. We've also got, she was right, there is definitely an item here from Stalking Jack the Ripper, and it is a Thomas Cresswell candle. So Cressworth is my ultimate pairing. I absolutely adore them. On the little label here you've got the Big Ben there, and then Thomas Cresswell, and just a skyline of London, and it is chocolate and coffee scented, which is the most Would I imagine Thomas Cresswell to smell like chocolate and coffee? It's probably one of my favourite smells ever, so yes. It's also in this really nice little lilac colour, and since purple is also one of my favourite colours, everything about this candle is wonderful. I'm going to save that for the 26th of September when the last book comes out, and then I will burn that when I'm reading the last book. That's really exciting. Then there are some very fancy looking items in here. So there is a mirror which has got completely, like, it's not Arabic, but it looks close to that type of script. So this is definitely from a fantasy that's more desert based. So she's telling me to look at the card. I don't want to look at the card, I don't want to spoil it all, so she's going to look at it for me. So this is a desert based Arabic mirror.
Lord of the Rings, one ring to rule them all, pocket mirror.
Ah. So that will be Elven script. Okay. What you can clearly tell is not a Tolkien fan. Okay, so I have a new cushion cover. My current cushion cover, which I use when like I'm reading and things like that, is one that came in Fairyloot a little while ago, and it was a Sarah J Maas quote. This one, I've been looking for a new one, and this one will definitely be a great one for it. So, okay, I'm just going to hold that up for a minute so you can see. It says on the back, you will burn, for you are an ember in the ashes. So that is from the first book of An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. I really recently read the entire series and I absolutely loved it. It's a Roman inspired fantasy type series, and I listened to the audiobook. I do have the first one and I need to buy the others to get the series because I'm waiting for the fourth one to come out. But it's a Roman inspired fantasy series and the audiobook is absolutely fantastic. The narrators for it I really enjoyed and are brilliant. I'm trying to convince Wayne to read it at the moment, so I'm going to be switching my cushion cover to this because it's not that I don't particularly like some Sarah J Maas, but that isn't really my favourite, and I'll get a new cushion to fit that one in anyway because Wayne also likes to use it when he's reading, so we can both have a reading cushion then, so I love that. Oh, we've also got a really, really cute, really sturdy bookmark. And I need to take this out the wrapping so I can see what it says because it's got a quote on it. Let them see my weakness and let them see me overcome it. So it's got really nice little cutouts, but it's also got a figure at the bottom holding a sword. It's fantastic. It's made of metal, so it's like a really weighty bookmark too, in this really gorgeous colour. It's almost like rose gold. So it's a Brandon Sanderson quote. I haven't read any Brandon Sanderson, but I currently have the Mistborn series sitting on my shelf ready to be read. I'm just trying to finish off a couple of series till I get there, so I'm really excited, and I will be putting this straight into the Brandon Sanderson books so that I can use it when I get to them, because if I've got a bookmark like that, I love to be able to use them at the same time. Okay, so the next things in here are the two Fairyloot's been doing kind of tarot cards, and these are two tarot cards for this month. So we've got the Hanged Man, and it is Harry Potter trying to get the golden snitch, which I think is really apt considering it's the Newts this month. And then we've got the Star, and this is Hermione hugging her books, which I also think is wonderful. So I know they're doing the tarot cards like a little set. They're really beautiful little art prints, and also, you know, most readers spend most of their time trying to find whatever they can for bookmarks, and I think these make like really fantastic bookmarks, or if you've got a reading journal, I think they are wonderful for those. Then there is a little pouch, so like a little pencil pouch. It's really thick, really lovely material. It says on the front, the Merciful Crow. Then on the back it says, one way or another, we always feed the crows. Okay, so I'm not sure what that's from, so I'll look that up in a bit and we'll see. And then there's one more thing before the book, just double checking. Yeah. So this okay, this is a very fancy box that holds a Rainbow Pieces cutlery set, okay. Which oh my god, okay, which I absolutely love, because me and my little sister adore things like cutlery, Tupperware, getting new water bottles, lunch bottles. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's wonderful. And it's also, it doesn't just come with the fork and the spoon, it's come with chopsticks, which are fantastic and I think really, really wonderful and really cute. They say on them, so the fork says, even in the future, the story begins with once upon a time. So, yeah, I don't think you can read that well, but it's written just on the handles. This one says, mirrors have an uncanny way of telling the truth. And then I don't think these have got anything on them, but I'm just going to double check. They've got moons on them, so it looks like it's orbiting and it's moons sitting there, and they are absolutely gorgeous. And they come in this really, really fancy pouch as well, which is incredible. So those quotes.
The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer.
So those quotes are from the Lunar Chronicles. So that is Cinder, Scarlet, Crest. So they're based on like retellings of fairy tales. So I'm going to put that down to the side now. I'm going to tidy up this a little bit and then I will come back and I will find out what book I've got. So the book for every Fairyloot always comes in its own little pouch, because it's a new release. It's a hardback book, which means that it's nice, it's protected, and your dust jacket will be protected from it. I think anything I take out of this now will spoil the book, so I'm going to go for the book first. So the book for this month is The Merciful Crow by Margaret Owen, which now, the pencil pouch comes from the book of the month, which explains why I didn't know it. Not that I knew the Lord of the Rings things, which is probably the most famous in the entire box, but you know. And that quote on the back, one way or another, we always feed the crows. I'm so hoping this is Assassiny or something, because that is clearly a quote about death. So it says on the front, give them fire, give them fear. So this makes me think this is possibly someone getting some kind of revenge or something like that. I'm very, very excited to read it. Printed on the inside is a map. Oh, and the dust jacket is printed as well, and stunning. Let's just have a look at that on its own. Oh, we've definitely got some kind of fighting tournament style going on there. 3 main characters in this. That looks very exciting, and that's an absolutely gorgeous inside. And then there is a crow on the main cover of the book. And then you've got the end papers are maps. So 2 different maps as well, which is just wonderful. I keep popping up different sides of the book. So that's absolutely gorgeous, and I'll find out a little bit more about that in a bit. So in with that comes the bookmark version of the Fairyloot picture for this month. Then you get an art card, which comes from the book, so I'm really intrigued about these characters and looking forward to finding out about them. And then you get a note from the author. This is one of my favourite things about the Fairyloot card, because you get a little bit of a note from the author, and they're writing about like their writing experience or something that they want to tell you when you're going into the book, which I think is really fantastic, so I really enjoy that. This book is signed on a beautiful page in there by Margaret Owen, and so I'll just, because it's Fairyloot and you don't know what the book is, so it is about a future chieftain, a fugitive prince, a too cunning bodyguard, and a grumpy grey tabby. Fi abides by one rule: look after your own. As the future chieftain of a shunned caste of mercy killers, she relies on her wits and bone magic drawn from the teeth of dead witches to protect her band. Ooh. The crows take more abuse than coin, so when they're called to collect the royal dead, Fi hopes they'll find the payment of a lifetime. When Fi discovers the Crown Prince Jasmine and his crafty bodyguard, Tavin, have faked their deaths to escape the ruthless Queen Rusana, she's ready to cut her losses, and perhaps their throats. But Jazz offers a deal that she can't refuse. Make sure he lives to see the throne, and he'll protect the crows when he reigns. To outrun and outwit the Queen, the trio forge an uneasy alliance that is soon tested by old secrets, shifting allegiances, and forbidden feelings. As Rusana and her band of deadly trackers loom ever closer, the three fugitives must discover what they're each willing to sacrifice to save their own. I really hope there's some trickery in there, because I would really love it if there's a lot of double crossing and things, especially with the whole idea of things are not what they seem, and the bone magic sounds really, really interesting. So I'm really excited about that book because it sounds fun. And that's one of the really good things about Fairyloot, because it's always a book that you didn't always know about, and sometimes it's a book that you might not have heard about, and it's definitely not overly hyped books that they put in there, which means that you get to discover something that you might not have picked up instantly in a bookstore, which is fantastic. So that's the August Fairyloot box. My favourite things, absolute favourite in there, are the Ember in the Ashes cushion cover, which I'm going to go use immediately, and the Thomas Cresswell candle, which I will be using when I read the book, and I'm so excited. So I've completely made up with those two things. I'm also looking forward to using the bookmarks for I've Been Informed the Mistborn series when I read the Mistborn series, so I'm really, really looking forward to that. Next month's Fairyloot is going to be witches themed, Witches Be Crazy, which sounds fantastic. And now I know that it's coming, I get to be excited all month for some kind of surprise present. So I want to say thank you again to my mum and little sister for being so nice and so kind, and getting me a nice surprise gift, because it was really sweet and it was really great of them. That's everything that's in the box, and so I'll see you next time with a video soon. If you like this, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment down below if you're interested in reading The Merciful Crow, and what you think about this, because I'm looking forward to reading it and I really want to know what other people think when they do.